Alright guys, today we are going to talk about one of our favorite bikes, the Jamis Renegade. The Renegade has been a key part of our bike lineup since we opened in 2018, and we've continued to be impressed with the Renegade lineup. One of the main things that we like about the Jamis Renegade is it comes in a variety of models, starting with an aluminum bike that starts around $1,100, going through several steel bikes, all the way up to a couple of carbon fiber bikes that bring the price tag up to around $4,000. The great thing about the Renegade lineup is that all of the bikes in the lineup share some of the same characteristics in terms of geometry, ride quality, and the versatile functionality. The difference in the models is based on the components that are used. As you go up the lineup, you get better components, which generally means a lower weight, and also different frame materials. So it can be a little bit daunting as you look at the whole lineup to kind of understand which bike might be best for your situation. So in this video, we're going to go through all of the Jamis Renegade models and outline what makes each Jamis Renegade special, and hopefully help you decide which Jamis Renegade is right for you.
Alright, the first bike we're going to talk about is the Jamis Renegade A1. A stands for aluminum, which means that this bike has an aluminum frame and an aluminum fork. And in my view, this is arguably one of the best budget gravel bikes on the market. This bike is made for people who are looking for their first gravel adventure bike, or someone looking to upgrade from a hybrid or a mountain bike or even a road bike. The best thing about the A1 is the price tag, which is currently $1,099. But don't be fooled by the price tag. This bike is very capable, and it comes with a great set of features like tubeless ready rims and tires, mechanical disc brakes, and Shimano Claris drivetrain. The Renegade A1 shares a lot of the features that we love about the entire Renegade lineup. You get the comfortable Renegade geometry, lots of mounting points, and reliable components. One benefit of the aluminum frame is that it's relatively light. This bike weighs in at just under 26 pounds. The next bike in the lineup is the Renegade S4. S stands for steel, which means this bike is made from Reynolds 520 chromoly steel with a carbon fiber front fork. This combination provides an improved ride quality and responsiveness. One thing to note on the carbon fork is that it still has all of the mounting points, which you don't always find on carbon forks. The steel frame on the S4 is slightly heavier than the aluminum frame, weighing in at just over 26 pounds, but in my opinion, the ride quality improvement is worth it to most people. This bike is still considered a budget bicycle at $1,399. So what other improvements do you get for the money? One improvement is that the S4 comes with a through axle, which will provide a stiffer axle and, in my opinion, makes it easier to change tires. This bike also uses Shimano Sora drivetrain, which is a step up from Claris. Both the A1, S4, and S3 models use the 2x front chainring, which provides a wide range of gearing. As we move up in the lineup, you'll see that the bikes start moving to a 1x drivetrain. Sora is a proven drivetrain that will provide trouble-free shifting for most casual riders. So who is this bike for? In my opinion, the S4 is for a little more active rider and someone who is going to be putting in more mileage. While it's slightly heavier than the aluminum frame, the ride quality improvement will be noticeable on longer rides and longer days in the saddle. The frame material and component upgrades will provide a little more durability and longevity. So if you know that you're going to enjoy this type of riding, you'll probably feel less likely to need to upgrade. So in my opinion, the lifetime value of this bike might be a little better for most people. The next bike in the lineup is the Renegade S3. The S3 uses the same Reynolds 520 chromoly steel frame as the S4, with the biggest upgrade on this bike being the Shimano GRX ST RX 400 10-speed drivetrain. GRX is Shimano's gravel-specific drivetrain, and it was designed with a clutch mechanism to handle rougher road conditions. This bike also upgrades to Shimano GRX brakes from the Tektro brakes on the S4. It comes in this beautiful Monterey gray color, which almost looks like chrome in bright light. All of these upgrades reduce the weight of the bike to just over 25.5 pounds and raise the price to $1,899. While some may still consider this a budget gravel bike, in my opinion, we're starting to get into the serious category here. If you're someone who's going to put a lot of gravel miles on their bike, if you're someone who's looking to do some non-competitive gravel races, I think this is a perfect entry point. Alright, now moving on to the Jamis Renegade S2, which is the top steel bike in the Jamis Renegade lineup. You might ask what happened to the S1? Well, Jamis smartly consolidated the lineup during the pandemic and took the S1 out of the lineup. Hopefully, in a future iteration, they will renumber the lineup and start with S1, but who knows. The S2 has several major upgrades from the S3. First, the frame is upgraded from Reynolds 520 chromoly steel to Reynolds 631 chromoly steel. 631 is a higher grade steel with a better strength to weight ratio, which makes the bike lighter and more responsive than the S3. The second significant difference is the components. The S2 uses Shimano 800 series GRX with an 11-speed 1x drivetrain. This results in a lighter bike with slightly better performance. But you do give up a little bit of gear range over the 2x drivetrain. The third major improvement is the wheels. Rather than the stock WTB wheels offered on the S3, the S2 comes with Boyd GVL wheels, which are gravel-specific wheels, much higher quality than the WTB wheels on the other models of the Renegade. This provides additional performance and also additional weight loss. This bike also has some nice upgrades such as the Redshift suspension stem, a carbon seat post, and it comes in a beautiful root beer color, which is probably my favorite color of any bike on the market. So all of these upgrades bring the weight of this bike to 23 pounds 15 ounces and the price to $2,495, which, considering what you get, this is a worthwhile upgrade. In my opinion, this is one of the best steel framed gravel bikes on the market. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the two carbon fiber Jamis Renegade models. These are the Jamis Renegade C2 and C1. Each of these models has the Monoq carbon fiber frame. The C2 uses nearly the same build kit as the S2 with Shimano 800 and 600 series GRX, Boyd GVL wheel set, Ritchie seat post and bars, and the Redshift stem. So this gives us a great opportunity to compare two nearly identical bikes, one in carbon fiber and one in chromoly steel. So as you might expect, the carbon fiber bike does result in some weight savings, but it may not be as much as you expect. The C2 weighs in at 22 pounds 6 ounces, and the S2 weighs in at 23 pounds 15 ounces. So that's just over 1.5 pounds of weight savings. The price for the Renegade C2 is $2,995, which means you get the additional 1.5 pounds weight savings for about $500. The last bike in the Jamis Renegade lineup is the C1. Unfortunately, we don't have a C1 in the shop that we can show off, but I can explain the differences. The biggest difference is that the C1 uses Boyd CCC carbon fiber wheels in place of the Boyd alloy wheels on the C2. The C1 also uses all Shimano 800 series GRX components compared to the mix of 800 and 600 GRX components on the S2 and the C2. These changes result in another 2 pounds of weight savings, and it brings the price to right at $4,000. So, for an additional $1,000, you get an additional 2 pounds of weight savings.
All right, there you have it. That's everything you could possibly want to know about the Jamis Renegade. I hope you found that helpful, and if you want to find out more, go to our website, ottawabikeandtrail.com, and if you're in the area, why not stop by and test ride a Jamis Renegade.